Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of RuneNews. I am your host, Ryan, and this week we are experiencing yet another massive update for RuneScape. There is 30 minutes of downtime before the game is back live. My name is Ryan, and I want to know one question before we talk about Bounty Hunter, and that is, will you be participating in Bounty Hunter, or are you just going to watch a bit of content on it, or do you not care at all? Let me know down below how you feel about the Bounty Hunter update personally. Like and subscribe while you're down there. My name is Ryan. Welcome to RuneNews, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching RuneNews. Boys, Bounty Hunter is back and better than ever. Mind you, this is the first iteration of the Bounty Hunter update. There will be more content added to it as things progress so Jagex can monitor how it's going. As stated earlier, there's a 30-minute downtime, which I'm sure you've all passed through by now. Basically, everything you've seen within the beta of Bounty Hunter has come to the game in terms of gear. We have the map here. This is basically the crate of the arena. You spawn in the middle. This is where your bank is, your coffer, where you decide to leave into 4 different exits into the arena, and then you can go out and start hunting your target. You can, I believe, teleport from here to your target using the target teleport scroll, which can be acquired from the LMS shop already if you haven't got it. That'll help you teleport straight to your target from here or anywhere inside the arena. It's a good looking arena in my opinion. I'm enjoying the 3 different styles of environment to go and hunt your target in. I'm looking forward to testing it out in the game. And if you're looking to participate in Bounty Hunter, there are only 2 worlds available at the moment, which I think is World 318 and 319. So there's no Australian world at the moment, which does kind of suck. I'm sure they're going to add one in the near future, maybe in a week or 2. And all you need to do is go to the Frox Enclave and use this red portal here directly south of the LMS waiting room. Don't worry, the Castle Wars portal is still available. It's outside the Old Night Pub, which is right here. There you go. So you can still get to Castle Wars if you need to. Here's a quick layout of the center of the crate. You got the bank chest, the coffer, the loot chest, the pool to restore your stats, and then the poll booth if you want to vote on some future updates no one gives a shit about. In order to participate in Bounty Hunter, you're going to need a combat level of 32 and 48 hours of playtime. This is to prevent people botting it straight off of Tutorial Island. I'm sure in the future that's going to change as people choose the content. You're going to need required total levels and quest points like LMS, but for now, it is 48 hours of game time, 32 combat, and depending on your combat level, there is a minimum deposit fee of what you lose from your coffer if you die. So for example, say you're level 65 combat level, if you die unskulled, I repeat, unskulled, you will lose 50k out of your coffer. If you are skulled, doesn't matter what level you are, you will lose 10k out of your coffer. So just keep in mind what this is going to cost you to die. So the idea of this is to give the winning player of the fight a bit more reward on top of your loot, and it should balance out really nicely to definitely give more money than most people you'll be killing in the Rev Caves and the singles plus bosses, which will take the PvPers to a more respectful a more PvP central place. I use the word respectful loosely when we're talking about PvP in old school RuneScape. Now, when you enter the crater, here is a list of the following rules that are applied while you're inside the crater. There is no teleporting other than teleporting to your target from inside the lobby, not the crater. So when you're inside the lobby, I think I said crater earlier as well, only inside the lobby you can teleport to your target if it's been assigned. There are no overhead prayers, there is no binding spells, so people can't freeze you and stand under you, but I believe they could still do it with the Zamorak Godsword, so be wary of that. And there's no tele blocking, so you can't leave, you can't teleport anyway, and you can't protect yourself overhead, which means the fights are quick, they're clean. Basically, whoever dumps specs first is going to win the fight. These rules are basically to ensure that honor PvP remains inside the heart of Bounty Hunter. What this means for those who don't really understand is that you don't have to really worry about the other player being a cheese dick. It puts you on a more even playing field with one another aside from the gear you choose to bring into the fight. And the only escape really from the fight is death. There's some pretty important information here as well. I'm going to rattle off for you guys quickly, so pay attention. This is important. Combat XP is blocked inside. So pures are safe, but you still get fake XP drops. That way you know what sort of damage you're doing. You can land your specs a lot better. There is a limit on rushing. So basically, if you start the fight, you can't exit the crater for at least 30 seconds. Stops people running out, Dragon Claw specking, and fucking off. Untradables such as Void Knight Armor, Avernant Defender, Inferno Case, things like that. If you don't have them protected, they will revert to broken, and the money that is used to repair them, or that will cost to repair them, drops on the floor. So if you kill someone in Void, you make them bank. PJ timer restrictions mirror those of PvP worlds. The only exception is that your target will always take priority. So if you're engaging in rogue activity and attack someone who isn't your target, your actual target will be able to interrupt at any point. That's pretty good. Basically, if you try to fuck off somewhere else, your target sees you, he's jumping your ass 100%, and you would be smart to as well. The default matchmaking range is set to within 5 combat levels of the player, although you can increase this to 10 and 15 levels if you speak to the emblem trader, and rogue players will only be able to attack players within 5 combat levels of their own. Now for the points, emblems, and reward system, it's just think of it like Slayer task, where the 10th task, or the 10th kill, is 3 points, 50th is 5, 100 is 10, 500 is 25, rinse and repeat. As for your emblem, you will start off with a level 1, and as you kill your target, it will level up progressively, being worth more bounty hunter points when you trade them in, as well as the level of, emblem of the target that you kill over here. So if you kill a target with a level 7 emblem, and you move up to a level 6 emblem, you're gonna have 12 and 22 points worth of emblems on your bussy at one time. As for the rewards, a lot of these boys were tested in the beta. These are only available, I believe, inside Bounty Hunter. At the moment, that will be discussed, or there is open discussion for a later date for them to be used outside of Bounty Hunter. Everything was done on the beta world, I believe, but you can go to the shop and check it out anyway, or go to the website if you want to read all the stats, which, to be honest, is a waste of time in my opinion. As for the other changes section of this update, everything is utter garbage and doesn't matter, but there's also another big update, which is experience, scaling, and rates. Now, this is referring to things like Zebak, Bloat, Verzik, Nex, big dogs in the game, which give bonus XP because they're such high level. You've obviously seen people getting over 1 million HP experience per hour on Zebak. People are cheesing accounts to get really fast levels. This is now being capped, where essentially, especially on bigger teams, there is a hard cap on how much XP you can gain through hit points. I believe it's just hit points specifically at the moment, through these big bosses. So it does mean technically your XP per hour is going to drop slightly in like Theater of Blood and maybe Next. Nothing too big. I don't think it's a big problem because later in the game, this will be a problem. So I'm glad they're nipping it on the butt now. You can still use Zebak to cheese like range and stuff, but for the most part, your XP on HP is no longer going to be 1 mil. As they've left an example up here. There was also an instance where people were spamming the Cure Me spell more than once per game tick, and they were just getting incredible amounts of mage XP per game tick. This is no longer doable. You can now use Cure Me once per game tick, so it doesn't fuck you in Zora as an Iron Man, but it stops people cheesing the high magic XP per hour. Other than that, there's a fuck the merch, who gives a shit. Weeks are still doing this garbage that no one seems to be able to solve, and LMS is back on Oswald. Sorry for the long ramble there. It's a pretty big update for Oldschool Runescape this week. Wade Green's going to come in now and check out the Grand Exchange update. Thank you. My name is Ryan. Look after yourself. Now, understandably, Bounty Hunter isn't everyone's cup of tea. PvP is not the biggest content in the game, but it is some of the most watched content when it comes to streaming and YouTube. PvPers tend to have a much higher audience retention because it is such a wild experience and it's such an unpredictable event that there is endless possibilities as opposed to just Rag and Vorkar for 10,000 kills. So whether you like PKing or not, I'm sure most of you enjoy at least watching some people do PvP. And RuneScape 3 did not get Bounty Hunter update this week, which is further evidence as to why RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Grand Exchange segment from RuneNews. It's your boy, Wade Green, and this week the biggest rise is the Scaly Blue Dragonhide. Now, typically, this is kind of a bullshit, cop-out, because they just came into the game last week, but that doesn't matter, because as you'll notice, they are hitting 35k quite quickly, which is important, because we'll move straight in now to the biggest losses, which is the Blue Dragon Scale, which is a direct result losing all their value because of the Scaly Blue Dragonhide. So it's worth noting that Blue Dragonhide, the Scaly Blue Dragonhide, sorry, is worth buying, worth investing in, and worth using, especially for Iron Men out there, since you can't buy it on the Grand Exchange. But definitely a good update, definitely worth noting. Get rid of your Dragon Scales today. Now, for some reason, one of the most traded items in the game is the Thread. Gonna be honest with you. Anyone who's trading Thread is a dickhead. But finally, since RuneNews is back in action, we're packing heat. Mole Slippers are starting to take the fuck off, and I told you it would happen. Mole Slippers are an important investment to make, and every time you buy Mole Slippers, just remember, you will become a richer person, because as you buy Mole Slippers, they go up in value. Tell your friends about it, they will go up in value again. You buy them for 159k today, they're worth 200k next week, so make sure you tell your friends. Buy some Mole Slippers, invest in Mole Slippers today, and most importantly, don't sell them until they hit 1 mil. Get your friends to buy Mole Slippers. If your friends don't believe you, send them to this video right here. Show them this segment. They will hit 1 mil this time next year, or unsubscribe. Mark my fucking words. My name is Wade Green. That is a Ryan Wade Green, King Condor, RuneNews guarantee, Hannah Montana Banana Basket. My name is Wade Green, and that is the Grand Exchange segment this week for RuneNews. Thank you for watching. Fuck off. Our first Iron Man moment for the week goes to Silver's Wish, pulling out a Osmonton's Fang in what is not a solo. I don't know how big that team is, but it's a 300 GZ, not an Iron Man, doesn't matter. Love the screenshot, love the name, love the drop. Good work. Next up, 2 weeks in a row now, back to back, we've got Cat, or should I say not Cat, who is not an Iron Man, however is Cat, and is sitting on 6,501 Herbie KC with no pet. Everyone, feel free to say sit cat in the comment section down below. And finally, some dickhead who's an Iron Man, but I can't remember his name, 339 Zora KC, got all of his items. 1 of each and 3 Onyxes, which is obviously busted. Doesn't matter about these 4 drops, are absolutely irrelevant for an Iron Man, especially this early. So nice work on those drops and nice work on Bounty Hunter Jagex. My name is Ryan. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the live stream tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the Hard Crime Man series. Sagma, have a good night. Quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.